My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is that type of show that likes to reveal us clues and Easter eggs, either made for gags or other symbolic meanings behind it. So today I look deeper into the lore of My Little Pony, a question that rarely has been asked. Then that's when I come across MLP forums. You know, that website where people discuss anything My Little Pony related? Well, here's a question that brought my attention. Quote, do ponies have their own language or typography? End quote. That is a good question. Although this has already been covered before, I just want to give my own personal observation. So does this mean the characters speak a whole different language of their own? You would think they speak English, but that can't be 100% true. Of course this is cartoon logic, but everything is translated to English, or some other traditional language we're able to understand what they're saying. English grew popular ahead of its time. It was first founded in England, then it was transferred to America, and around the world. I'm implying that the characters don't speak English. For instance, you don't go up to a horse and try to talk to it. You're not the one who's going to understand it as much as a horse does, unless you are a linguistic, a person that is able to communicate with an animal. Back then, English did not exist at the time. People have spoken it in some gibberish language that is no longer used to this day. Typically, the only way to understand someone was through body movement and expressions such as eye contact or hand gestures. But that's not the case that is used in this show. Perhaps the characters in the world of My Little Pony can only understand each other in the study of magic. These creatures behave exactly how humans do, similar to the characters in the Equestria Girls series. However, these writings weren't present. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me show an example. In the episode Daring Doubt, it reveals a new novel about Daring Do. Now, this isn't the only episode where you can spot these strange writings. What do these symbols mean, and what are their origins? This might be some gibberish printing. We now know they aren't made using their hooves to create these symbols. Just like in the episode Slice of Life, a flashback reveals how they print out books and newspapers. I think the best way to describe these ancient writings is look at their primary language. And I say ancient writing because in the world of My Little Pony, the setting is based off of medieval folklore. Now let's talk about their primary language. In the episode Sounds of Silence, Applejack mentions Ponish as she questioned Kieran if they understand her. This term is mentioned again from the episode A Trivial Pursuit, where Sunburst answers a question how to say reward in Old Ponish. So what do these two have in common? Well, one example, I would like to compare this to Japanese. Romaji and kanji. Now kanji is a figure of written symbols and logos, just how My Little Pony likes to print their writing on books. And as for Romaji, this is the type of figure in speech, just as similar as Ponish. So much like Japanese, Ponish has a set of languages where they speak something to understand each other, while their writing being their current figure of traditional writing. The show is popular around the world and has aired in multiple languages, so it's possible they aren't only speaking in English. There's also French, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, Japanese, and the list just goes on. My theory is that the characters speak a whole different language that we cannot understand or explain ourselves. When I looked this up, there seems to be no significant meaning behind Ponish or Old Ponish, other than the fact that this must be some ancient writing of sort. Okay, here's my argument. I am to believe that the characters do not write and speak a language as similar as we are all able to communicate to each other. However, if it were to be the case where they can speak in English, then it's most likely to assume that they can also understand the English alphabet. There were some occasions where the show has revealed the English letters, but this turns out to be inaccurate in a sense that if they knew what it was, then they wouldn't be writing with such gibberish context. In conclusion, if they don't speak English, then their writing habits must be a preference to what they call as Ponish. It's the only language that every pony and creature can understand what they are saying or writing. Once you start looking into it, the more questions you have until the day you are able to know everything about the world. Maybe the characters are too smart for us that we're too stupid to understand. I guess we'll never know. But that's just a theory. My little theory. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or other examples that you'd like to add to this theory, feel free to comment below. That is all. I'm Rushiato, and I'll see you guys later.